to TBC News. First, the headlines. UK-Tanzania business mission kicks off. UNDP announces $1.2 billion for impact-driven startups.
A window of opportunity for people who believe in them and are ready to invest in them.
Good evening once again. I'm Agnes Tuniga. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are also live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. And remember, you can also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. 4-day UK-Tanzania business mission has begun in London, UK. The mission seeks to strengthen trade and investment bonds between UK and Tanzania. The mission has been organized by the British High Commissioner in Tanzania through the Department for Business and Trade in partnership with Clyde and Company, focusing on key sectors such as energy, infrastructure, tourism, health, agriculture, and mining. It aimed in promoting trade and investment opportunities between the two countries. The Permanent Secretary, President's Office, Investment and Planning, Dr. Tausi Kida, joins us, the Tanzania Guest of Honor, and Lord Walney, UK Prime Minister's Trade Envoy to Tanzania, joins us, the UK Guest of Honor. Other notable guests include Mbelwa Kairuki, Tanzania High Commissioner to UK, Michael Python, Chairman Clyde and Company, Terry Gilead, Executive Director, Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, Ambassador John Ulanga, Director International Trade and Economic Diplomacy, and Dr. Habiba Hassan, Permanent Secretary, President's Office, Labor, Economy and Investment, Zanzibar. The Funguo Innovation Program under the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has unveiled the second cohort of 17 investees worth 1.2 billion shillings. This follows a successful conclusion of the second call for funding applications. The program targets Tanzanian impact-driven startups and innovative SMEs with growth potentials. Faithangaga reports.
Innovation is one of the crucial drivers for economic development. Despite this fact, most startups and small and medium enterprises face the challenge of insufficient funds to run their daily undertakings and even scale up their operations. Funguo is jointly funded by the European Union, the British High Commission, and the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. It is implemented by the UNDP Tanzania in partnership with UNCDF and works closely with the Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH. A program manager for Funguo Innovation Program, Joseph Manerakiza, says the first cohort of 26 startups has been able to create and sustain additional 3,400 jobs, and therefore even more prospects are awaited for with the new cohort.
So here we were unveiling a cohort of 17 who come across Tanzania from various sectors. And what we are seeing, actually, the majority are coming from the agribusiness sector, which is quite interesting. And we have a large number of women-founded, women-owned businesses, about 47%, who are going to be receiving this catalytic funding and technical assistance. Well, from the first cohort, that's what we're trying to show earlier today. One, we have seen that most of them have gone ahead and raised additional funding, and they were basically managed to do that because they had this initial support from the Funguo program. And we are seeing most of them who have managed to create and sustain additional jobs, close to 3,400 jobs that were sustained by the 26 that were supported.
The head of cooperation of the European Union, Cedric Merrill, says the EU recognizes the significance of catalytic funding to startups, and he urges youth and women to be vigilant in seeking for such opportunities. While the Director General of ICT Commission, Dr. Nkundwa Mwasaga, highlights the role of the government in catalyzing innovation in the country.
It's really crucial to make sure that the startups, the micro-enterprises, who very often cannot even enter a bank because they don't have the collaterals, they don't have the capacity, they have at least a window of opportunity for people who believe in them and are ready to invest in them.
We as ICT Commission, we support these initiatives that enable youth to be able to create their own startups. That's the way we have seen it, that they are going to create impact. And in the impact, we look at two things. One is to ensure that their innovation, they're creating job for youth, and also the innovation that can contribute to the GDP of the country. We as government, we have an initiative toward that. We are building 8 innovation centers in Tanzania, and one of them will be in Arusha, another one in Mwanza, Mbeya, Dodoma, Dar es Salaam, Lindi, Tanga, and Zanzibar.
Mohamed Awami, the co-founder of Settler Technologies, who is one of the investees of the program, here elaborates how the funding is crucial to his organization and vows to make the most of it.
This money will be directly invested in devices. So more businesses will have access to devices and be able to pay in installments. And from the profit made from this, we'll be hoping to get more businesses digitized as we go along.
Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Faith Ngaga, TBC News.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of State, President's Office, Regional Administrations and Local Governments in charge of education, Dr. Charles Msonde, says the government will keep on upgrading education policy according to the needs and interests of primary and secondary school teachers in the country. He was closing a training on the implementation of the new upgraded curriculum to more than 1,000 primary teachers in Iringa. Here's the report by Irene Mwakalinga, read by Kanki Mwaigomole.
Preschool teachers from 11 regions have completed their training on upgraded curricula that brings knowledge and skills to children. Inspired to impart the knowledge they have acquired to students, the teachers admit that now the children will enjoy school more.
We will use more games which will enable children to be creative, inventive and researchful through songs, plays and various things.
Apart from congratulating them for their good work, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Dr. Charles Msonde, uses the occasion to give a word for the occasion.
If we want to meet the targets, we must work with the plans that are in the curriculum. If we do that, we will get what we hoped for in our nation. We will stand together and say that we have started it and we have achieved this success.
Dr. Msonde assures the teachers that the government will continue to work on their needs and interests.
We have given priority to solving the needs you have listed, including your position at work.
Earlier, the Director General of the Institute of Education in the country, which has been instructed with the mandate of conducting the training for the new curriculum for teachers, Dr. Annette Komba, says that the new curricula has removed irrelevant parts and inserted more relevant issues, including IT, finance, culture, corruption, and focus on more skills.
We hope that the children who are learning will grow into matured youth who will understand the value of our country, as well as issues of patriotism, morals, and how to prevent corruption.
After the training of the pre-primary school teachers, the training for the primary school teachers follows.
Doctors in the Mbeya region, in collaboration with Norway's Center for Medical Ethics, are undertaking a capacity-building training of ethicists and healthcare professionals aimed at addressing ethical dilemmas in clinical practices. The Enhancing Ethics and Integrity in Medical Research and Clinical Practice, ETHIMED, project is planning to empower clinicians and doctors in referral hospitals in the region and ethical dilemmas emerging in clinical practices. Talking to TBC News, a medical ethics expert from the Center for Medical Ethics of the University of Oslo, Norway, Professor Bert Molowewik, say Tanzania is one of the beneficiary countries in East Africa.
So this course is the kick-off of this project. We are really proud, and we from Norway and the Netherlands, we learn from the Tanzanian context also. So it's an important project where we work together between Rwanda, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, and of course Oslo.
Dr. Berit Hopset Lansen is a cancer nurse researcher of clinical ethics of the University of Oslo, Norway, and here together with one of the facilitators of the training expressed the experiences of the countries that are already using the program.
Clinical ethics. We have a lot of experience with clinical ethics in Norway and have been, we have clinical ethics committees since 25 years now, and I work at the Center for Medical Ethics in Norway, where we coordinate and have the responsibility for the coordination and competence buildings.
Municipalities and cities in Tanzania have been urged to invest more in solid waste as renewable source of energy so as to protect the environment as well as generating income. Speaking after the presentation made by India government expertise of biofuel and petroleum to Tanzania Delegation General Manager of Biofuel PUN, Anurag Saroagi and Siddhartha Mitra, say it is time for Tanzania to adopt biofuel technologies for producing renewable energy due to its great potentials in conserving the environment and its people, call that is supported by the Tanzanian Renewable Energy Secretary Matthew Matibwe.
The surplus grains which used to get rotted in our food corporation godowns, we are converting it to make biofuels from that, ethanol. And also sweet sorghum, which is tapioca, these are also having very good future in making biofuels. So what Tanzania should do, I feel, is there should be a mandate that this minimum, this much percentage of blending is required, and we'll have to create, by that will create the demand.
So investors in Tanzania who are looking at it as a business opportunity could look at some of the Indian companies who are actively involved in it in order to understand the commercial business model. And then, they can take it back. I do understand that there must be or there could be government assistance in terms of financial assistance, which may be required. And on the other side, it will be important for the investor to consider, the project proponent to consider, that the gas which is produced is off-taken in the quantity in which it is produced, because a CBG plant must run continuously.
Learned today here in India that it is really possible to use the municipal waste to produce the biogas, which is used for cooking, but also for powering machines like engines for vehicles. So this is really a great opportunity for our country to clean our cities.
The Tanzania delegations comprises of journalists from various Tanzania media houses, and Tanzania biofuel expertise are in biofuel study tour in India, aiming at transferring technologies for production of renewable energy and protect the environment. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Hassan Abbas, urged government and private institutions to invest more in the forestry and beekeeping and explore better ways to increase its production in the country. Dr. Abbas was launching the government and private institutions' joint national program aimed at protecting and developing forestry and beekeeping sectors in the country, which involves regions of Morogoro, Njombe, and Tabora. He made the call in Gairo district in Morogoro. Here's the report by Remy Yacinti and read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
Forestry and beekeeping industry in the country is an important sector due to its contribution to the development of many sectors, including tourism, water, agriculture, livestock, energy, and industries. Due to that importance, various organizations and institutions in collaboration with the Tanzania Forest Services Agency, TFS, have been participating in the conservation and protection of the key ingredients to the sector.
For this year, 2023, NMB is offering 500 modern bee hives to 3 regions, 200 in Morogoro, specifically Kilombero and Gairo districts, 200 bee hives in Tabora, and 100 in Njombe region.
On the other hand, the Commissioner for Conservation of the Tanzania Forestry Services Agency, TFS, Professor Dos Santos Silayo, uses the opportunity to elaborate the importance of the beekeeping, while the District Commissioner of Gairo, Jabiri Makame, explains how the private sector cooperates with the public sector in conservation and protecting the environment.
Sasa tumeamini na tunakubali kwamba hii ni sekta ambayo ikipewa chakula kutosha.
Now we believe and agree that this is a sector that should be used for business purposes and produce food, but we should also get bee food.
Kweni waombe kwenye hii miti 300 ambayo bado hawajaipanda.
I beg you, for these 300 trees that have not been planted yet, please consider avocado saplings, because if we plant avocado trees, our citizens will be able to get income.
Inaugurating the joint program, which aims to protect and develop the forestry and beekeeping sectors, the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Hassan Abasi, uses the opportunity to give a call to various institutions and organizations in the country.
Kwa wadau wangu wote wa sekta ya fedha,
to all the stakeholders in the finance sectors and the private sector, come and discuss with us about your participation in this huge program, and let us invest in this project that is beneficial in many ways.
James Kidiga David is a teacher at Kiara Secondary School in Musoma, Tanzania. He shortlisted for the prestigious Verkey Foundation Global Teacher Prize 2023. Being one exceptional teacher who has made an outstanding contribution to the profession, Kidiga stood a chance to win the prize, which is worth $1 million equivalent to $1 million US equivalent to 2.5 billion T shillings. To understand more on his achievement and what other teachers can learn from him, here is James Kidiga David talking to Teddy Mparanyanga.
Thank you, Agnes Tuniga. What do you think, or how was your experience before and after that prestigious nomination?
Thank you very much for the question. It was very good because after I saw the announcement online from the Verkey Foundation website, I started to apply because I have the experience in teaching the classroom and also have the experience helping those students outside the classroom. Therefore, using those experiences, it was among the causes for me to be nominated for this competition, Global Teacher Prize competition.
Okay. And after the nomination, how was your journey as well?
After the nomination, because after I applied, I got the opportunity from over 7,000 applicants. Therefore, it is an honor. And also, I felt so good because I was only the Tanzanian to be in that list, the prestigious list. Therefore, I'm also encouraging other teachers to look for opportunities, applying, and also to volunteer themselves in different projects in their areas for specifically to help those students inside the classroom and outside the classroom.
Okay. You are well known for your innovative methods that you use to teach your students. Can you please explain to our viewers what methods are those?
Thank you. Among the reasons for me to be nominated in this prestigious list, it is also about the strategies, the teaching strategy that I use. For example, I can mention a few. For example, the gamification, using games in the classroom, and also information gap to share the experiences from, for example, someone who who is not having the knowledge should share to the other one. And also the project-based learning is also among those reasons, because we use also the projects practically to make the students be critical thinkers for this 21st century.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Agnes Tuniga.
Thank you very much, Teddy Mparayanga, for that report. For years now, the Bandari College has embarked on providing modern quality education that prepares young Tanzanians to work efficiently in port-related professions and fields. Emmanuel Samwa reports.
The remarks have been made by the Bandari College principal, Dr. Lufunyo Hussein, while addressing journalists in Dar es Salaam, assuring that the college is striving hard to enable young Tanzanians receive the best port-related educations and skills.
We have done a lot since 2020, and the college now is in a right move to make sure that we are prepared also to capacitate Tanzanians, especially the youth. As you have seen, some of them who are here being trained on the ground handling equipments, the reach takers, the go-toward machines, the forklift, and so on. All these efforts are being done to make sure that we join the hands with the government efforts, especially towards this new move of engaging the private sector in port operations.
Dr. Lufunyo adds that the investment of modern technologies for the provision of education makes young people work in an environment outside and inside the port, but also in the mining sector.
We are not only saving the port industry alone, but also we are contributing a lot to do with the mining sector. You talk about the Geita Gold Mine, North Mara, Buzwagi, Bulyanhulu. We are training the equipment operators from small to highly mechanized equipments. Our training are not only limited for Tanzanians alone. Understanding the economic diplomacy of the region and the beneficiaries of the port industry, we also train people from the neighboring countries like Rwanda and Burundi, where they have dry ports, but also we train people from Zambia. We have people from Comoro, the neighboring island, who come here for training.
Some of the students expressed their satisfaction on the skills and knowledge they receive from the training offered by the college.
The training provided here is good because there are learning materials. When we enter the stimulator room, we are instructed how to release the load and how to put the load.
I came here to study forklift when I did not know about other machines. But the training I got here and the understanding I was given, I learned more about other machines. And the training has given me the confidence to continue learning other machines.
Approximately 700 experts in port operations have been produced by the Bandari College. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on our today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news.
The Egyptian government has said 29 of the 31 infants transferred from Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City have arrived in the country. The children who were born prematurely have been sent to Egypt for further treatment. In another step, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia has condemned Israeli attack against the Indonesia hospital and said that it is violation of international humanitarian law. About 12 people have been killed in the attack and Israeli tanks have been surrounded the hospital. The president of the European Union Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has thanked Egypt for helping the citizens of Palestine who are in difficult situation. Von der Leyen said this after his meeting with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt held in Cairo. In their conversation, the two leaders have discussed the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, while Israel continues its attacks following the attack by Hamas on October the 7th. Von der Leyen has also inspected the Rafah border crossing, assessed the aid situation, and visited injured Palestinians in North Sinai. And the United Nations mission in Mali, MINUSMA, has left its camp 80 kilometers away from Gao town in the north of the country as part of its withdrawal from West African country. The camp is the 9th of the 12 MINUSMA camps. The withdrawal of about 11,600 soldiers and 1,500 police officers present in Mali is scheduled to be completed in December 31st. However, the separatist groups oppose MINUSMA handing over the camps to the government of Mali, saying it's against the agreement reached in 2014 and 2015 when they agreed to cease fighting.
That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, the assistant coach of Tanzania football national team Taifa Stars, Fuad Boali, says that he has great hopes of keeping Tanzanians happy despite facing a difficult game against Morocco tomorrow. Speaking to TBC reporter, Boali urged fans to come out in large numbers in order to motivate the team to continue doing well in the game and confirm a place for the World Cup in 2026.
We are very sure that we are going to have a very good game on Saturday. Not only a good game, but to win that game. It is first game where we played in competition, CAF Champions League. So it's very key to win this game so as to open our way towards our quarter-final. So I would like to call our fans, we need match them in this game. We need to win this game.
Stars will play its second game in search of a chance to qualify the World Cup tomorrow against Morocco, which will be played at the Benjamin Mkapa in Dar es Salaam around 4 p.m. The management of Simba Sports Club urged fans to come out in large numbers in their first game of group stage of the African Champions League against ASEC Mimosa. Speaking to TBC Information and Media Manager of Simba Sports Club, Ahmad Ali, says purchase of tickets has been low and asked the fans to continue to stand by their team. And that is the end of our sports news. And now for the weather update. Well, dear viewers, we apologize for our weather update not being ready due to technical error, but for the time being, I say thank you very much for being with us. My name is Agnes Tuniga. Thank you very much and good night.